Hi, my name is Representative F from Elliott, and you've just been placed on alert. Welcome to the Elliott Alert. I have today my guest is Maria Hoskins from the Arkansas Works Connect to Business.
Good morning. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Now, Ms. Hoskins, can you tell me what is the Arkansas Works Connects to Business?
Certainly. Arkansas Works effort is, and then again with Connect to Business, it's an online tool that was initiated by Governor Beebe and the Arkansas Workforce Cabinet. What it actually is actually an online initiative that guides education and career planning for students and adults.
For education and career planning for our students and adults?
And adults.
So,
that's
I mean,
actually right.
how do they access that?
Well, what is, like I said, it's an online tool. And what a student, and let me go back and kind of bring you up to date from where it started.
Okay.
Actually, about 4 years ago, Arkansas Works system was implemented in our school system. And what the students do is they go online, they take a career and an interest assessment, which then generates an e-portfolio. So what they can do then by doing this, then it actually lets them understand where their skills and where their interests lie. Once they identify their skills and interests, then they're able to start on their career path.
Okay.
As we're saying, that was the goal of it, is building our workforce for tomorrow.
Okay.
And what adults can do, they also can do a skills assessment and an interest assessment. So, you know, in our day and time, we have a lot of companies that maybe people are laying off. There are, you know, a lot of transitions going on our workforce. And sometimes an adult may feel like, I would just want to look for a different career.
Right.
So this process will actually help them see where their skills and interests lie. So that way, as they're looking for a different work career, then it more or less, you know, if you know what you're doing, you know what you're interested in, you normally do it a little better.
Right. So now, do I actually have to be computer illiterate to do this, or do I have to have some form of computer-based training to participate in this?
No, it's actually very user-friendly. It's very, you know, the system was built. And let me tell you, the company Cooter, most of the teachers and the students have recognized the name Cooter. And Cooter is the company that powers the assessment. They do that. So when they get online, they actually go into a Cooter system, but it is actually owned by the state of Arkansas.
Okay.
And this program is totally funded by the state of Arkansas, which means there is no cost to students or adults to go online and build a portfolio and register.
So there's no surcharge of $2 or $3 to go get on this program to help find or get my career started?
No, nothing at all. And where we are now, the Connect to Business component, what that does is we're trying to connect the business community to the education and career planning community. Like I said, students are already engaged. They already have their e-portfolios. They've already determined what career is probably their best career of interest or choice that they will be successful in based on actually data-driven information. But now the point is we need to connect our business community to those students and adults by allowing them what the new term ELO is, extended learning opportunities. Opportunities to get behind the walls of these companies. They pass by a building, it has a business name on there, but you have really no clue of what actually goes on in the business. So once the student has identified that they may, their skill set and interest set may be in IT, but maybe they don't know that the hospital has an IT department, that Arkansas Parks and Tourism has an IT department, you know, all the various components of businesses that actually have IT. And what this will do, allow them to link directly to that business community by the business registering and posting their extended learning opportunities by the career names or by title of those jobs. And then the student will be able to connect directly to that company. They don't have to contact the state. The business doesn't have to do a report. It just totally is a promotional tool that links the student to the business, and it's all set based on the business's perimeters. It makes it very easy for the business to participate.
So it actually kind of cuts out the middleman and all that, and it directs the student to where the business needs it. and some of the business needs. Is that correct?
Exactly. Exactly. Based on those career paths and those STEM interests.
Let me ask you, is this also, can it also be, and I'm not sure if I'm just asking this question, is it a place in there where students can intern?
Yes, but they can pick now. When we say extended learning opportunities, that's actual umbrella term for internships, job shadowing,
Wow.
community-based learning, apprenticeships, youth apprenticeship, as well as adult apprenticeship programs. All of these are considered to be extended learning opportunities. So, example, if a business offers internships, or a lot of businesses are already engaged in these, opportunities.
Opportunities, that's
but
correct.
what they don't know, but a lot of the students don't know how to access them. So, by the business being able to promote that they do internship opportunities, they register in the description field. They place what those perimeters are, if the student needs to be 18 or older,
Right.
or if it's available for all students, if they have to be participating in a certain STEM, if they need to be already engaged in an engineering STEM or a math STEM, they can specify what those perimeters are. And then that way, that allows the student, then once they populate and they say, okay, I'm interested in engineering, and they go and select engineering, then it will populate all those various companies that offer engineering opportunities for extended learning.
Wow.
And then they can then select those companies and start calling those companies either through the career teacher, or if it's an adult, maybe in a college, then with the 2-year college or whatever, 18 above, then they can contact them directly and say, hi, company XYZ, I see that you've registered your company and that you do extended learning opportunities through internships. How can I get involved? How can I apply?
Wow. Wow.
Whether that's through phone call, email, or whatever the company specifies a way for them to contact them.
That's a lot of good information. I tell you, I'm going to go on break right now, but when we come back, I want to talk about a little bit more about that.
Great.
It's one of the many ways to fight osteoarthritis pain. For more information on managing pain, go to fightarthritispain.org.
To be a great dad is the most important job in a man's life, but it doesn't have to be hard. All it takes is a few minutes of your time, because the smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Welcome back to the Elliott Alert. I have today my guest, Maria Hoskins, who works for the Arkansas Works Connect to Business. And Ms. Hoskins, we were just talking about the internship program, and you also said I think there was apprentice part in this, and I mean some internships will they be paid for, or apprenticeships will they be paid for, or is that the business decision, or the state? I mean, how does this thing all kind of come together?
Great question, Efren. What it is all set on the business. Again, we're saying this online tool is a promotion for extended learning opportunities. So a business can determine let me say we're in Pine Bluff. Is that okay?
Hey,
use Pine Bluff as an example?
Great.
Okay.
Or you can say all time.
All time.
All time or Pine Bluff, whatever.
Well, this is wonderful. The city of Pine Bluff has actually registered extended learning opportunities for every career in the city government of Pine Bluff.
Wow. Is that what now? Let's tell our viewers a little bit. You mentioned ELO. What?
Extended learning opportunities.
Okay.
Opportunity for a student to learn about that specific career.
Okay.
And this is wonderful, and it was great to see that Pine Bluff has taken the initiative, and
Right.
through your mayor here and meeting with them, Mayor Reedus, met with them, and they said this is a wonderful program. So what we want to do is to post what our careers are.
Exactly.
In our city. So now that they've done that, so example, if a student is interested in law enforcement career, if they have a summer, and I think you all do have here in Pine Bluff area, a summer internship opportunities that are paid.
Yeah.
So then they can notate that on that when they post that extended learning opportunity, that our summer positions are paid positions.
Wow.
And this is how you apply. This is when you apply. Now, and also what they want to do is still let the students know that these are learning opportunities. So, and they might not necessarily post that it's paid, but once the student contacts that particular business, or in this case, the city government office, they'll let them know, okay, whether these, if it is a paid internship, whether it's paid, but if it's not, it's really about learning. So it's up to the business. I guess the bottom line is the business sets the rules. They set who, when, if it's paid or not paid, but mainly it's for extended learning, opportunity for a student to come in and learn about what goes on in that career.
And I think that's a great way to educate our kids, because sometimes children or kids will say, well, I want to be a nurse. Okay, but until you've actually been around in that field, you may not know if you actually want to do that.
Exactly.
And giving an opportunity to work, let's say at a JRMC,
Yes.
or at in a field where a nurse would be working and stuff like that, you'll get the opportunity to see exactly what was going on. I remember at one point I wanted to be a nurse, but I saw some of the stuff that they did and how they had to deal with blood and stuff like that. And I just decided, no, I couldn't do that. But I think that would be a great opportunity for someone to actually come in, especially our kids, and look at what they're thinking that they want to do and be able to make a conscious decision because they have worked in that field.
Exactly. You know, when you talk about job shadowing, a lot of times a business may think, wow, you know, I'm a small business and I really can't dedicate a whole day or half a day, you know, with the student, but they want to help. You know, they want to share their information. So this allows that business to be able to set the perimeters. They can think of job shadowing in more ways than one. It's not all about, you may not have a facility due to the danger, the nature of the facility, that you can take that student on a tour.
Right.
But how anybody can sit down with a student at the office in a conference table and explain to them, this is the career here in this company, this is my career, this is how I got to the point I am, you know, these are some of the classes that, you know, you need to take if you're interested in this type of career. That's job shadowing too. You may job shadow for a couple of hours or an hour, maybe over a lunch break, you know, and then you can also bring in various other professionals in that business and say, well, I can't take you on a tour, but certainly you can bring them to the table and let those people explain to the student how they got to their career. So, you know, it allows you to be a little bit more open-minded and make it and approach it in several different ways. But we're encouraging all the businesses, especially in this area, across the entire central Arkansas, to get online, register, post those extended learning opportunities, and I'm here to help them in every way everywhere I can. If I need to post them for them, that's what I'll do. Whatever it takes to get them registered so students could connect when school starts back.
And I think that this is a wonderful opportunity for our incoming college students and our high school students. With this, and correct me if I'm wrong, they have the opportunity to actually, those fields that they're thinking they're going to go into, they have the opportunity on contacting these companies and actually maybe interning or working for one of these companies. So they'll have a heads up to maybe some real life things if they're coming in from high school and had worked for the summer for these different companies, to say, okay, I want this to be my major because I worked in it and I like it.
Exactly. You get your firsthand, it's what they call real world of work experience. You actually know what's going on behind the doors of that company, and it helps them make a decision of, yes, this is the career I'm interested in, or no, it's not. Some of the statistics say that Cooter actually did an assessment of about 2,000 students. And they said, okay, well, how is this program running? What they found out of those 2,000 students, 20% of those students actually did better right off the bat. But the number that you're really going to be interested in that's mind-blowing is the national average, is 67% of students go on to college or post-secondary education. 97%, or excuse me, I take it back, I said 92% of the students that went through this program actually go into post-secondary education, whether that is to college or to get some type of accreditation or to receive some type of a license if they don't go to college, but they go on to some type of learning
Well,
after high school.
That is great, and we're going to, I have to go on break, but we're going to talk about some of those numbers when I come back.
I knew it wasn't going to be easy. Some things take a while to come back.
3, 2, champions!
But I've got some good buddies. I guess they're helping me figure it out. Being used to doing something with a cigarette makes it hard to do it without one. But if I can relearn to hang out with my friends without cigarettes, then I can relearn anything without cigarettes.
Relearn life without cigarettes. Free at becomeanx.org. A new way to think about quitting.
Welcome back to the Elliott Alert. I have again my guest, Miss Maria Hoskins from the Arkansas Works Connect to Business. Miss Hoskins, we were just talking before we left how 92% of the kids either go back to some form of a learning or get some form of a trade. Would that also include people with who are getting apprenticeships and all that?
Yes.
So,
yes, it does.
So what we're saying is once kids get into it and they get interested in what the future is in reference to that company or that specific business, then they go on to secondary education to make sure that they can achieve those different goals. Is that correct?
That's right. They want to be competitive. That's right. All students that we know are not going to go to college.
Right.
And so that's why I'm so glad to, like programs like NAFTA with their apprenticeship programs, that's still a form of secondary education. It's post-secondary education. Because if they go on to get that certification or licensure, then that puts them back right in the field of market. They're prepared.
Right.
They're ready. And you know, in apprenticeship programs, they're going to spend about 4 years total.
Right.
They can start that in high school and go on and start a youth apprenticeship program.
Right.
And then maybe 2 years out of high school, because if they start in 11th grade, get to 12th grade, do 2 more years, then they have their license and they are functioning and they are actually earning a career with an excellent salary.
Yes.
You know.
Yes. I know it's an excellent salary. You know how much a plumber costs?
Exactly. We know that.
Right.
We know that.
So I mean, even some form of apprenticeship, as well as internship, is even valuable because once again, you're in that area in which you think that you want to be in, so you have a heads up. And it also works like when you graduate you have to have done a great job in the place that you've interned with. 9 times out of 10, they're going to try to get the person that they're more familiar with and have a background, and they won't have to train as much.
Exactly. A company, you're absolutely right. And whether it starts as job shadowing as a younger student, let me bring this point out too, Efren. I don't know if you're aware that every 8th grader in the state of Arkansas are required to complete in the skills and interest assessment.
No, I didn't know that.
So when you're starting there and they're starting to get out in job shadowing, start getting introduced to careers, that by the time they get later in high school and then by the time they get into college, just think if this is a student that's consistently been back into this field of career field, that they're already focused. They're not going to change their major when they get into college. They're totally focused, and they're going to go right on. And then you're right, the company, they have actually started building their workforce for tomorrow. So they then have a base of students that they've been working with that eventually people go on and get whatever requirements are necessary to work for that company. And then they have a pool to eventually hopefully come back, stay in Arkansas. And that was the goal of the Arkansas Workforce Partnership. And can I just go ahead and say who those partners are?
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely. Let us know.
Those partners are very crucial. Those partners are Arkansas Association of Two-Year Colleges, Department of Education, Department of Higher Ed, Department of Career Education, Department of Workforce Services, Department of Economic Development, Arkansas State Chamber of Commerce, and Arkansas Science and Technology.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those are some pretty heavy partners.
There's some pretty heavy partners. There's Mr. R.T. Williams is at the head of that with Department of Workforce Service,
Who's the
leading this
director?
group. He was the director, along with all of these agencies, and then working right along with the governor, and they're all working together on building our workforce tomorrow, trying to help keep our students right here in the state of Arkansas, filling those jobs that are skilled positions that we need as our state goes forward.
Well, and we most definitely need them to be tax-paying citizens here in the state of Arkansas. We don't want to lose it. We don't want to educate them, get this skill, and then send them on off to somewhere other place to pay taxes. We want to keep them here.
That's right.
So
Exactly right.
I think that that's most definitely a great thing that you guys are doing. Now, let me ask you, how many ELOs should a business post?
So business should post ELOs based on their career titles within that company. And think about it, is what do your employers do? So within a company, you have an HR person, you have a salesperson, you have a management staff, you have administrative assistant, if you have an engineer, those different various job titles, because that's what the student's going to look at. When they go to search for extended learning opportunities, they're searching based on the career titles of those jobs. So if a student will, actually if a business will post those career titles, then if a student is looking as communications manager, then when they click on that communications manager, it will populate the various companies that offer a communications manager. That will give them various companies that they can contact to set up and schedule an opportunity to learn more about that career. So it's unlimited. I'm sure the hospital here may walk in there, they may have 100,
Right.
you know,
Exactly.
and, you know, and they may, our goal is to get them to post all 100, you know, but if they will certainly post those careers that, that they're looking forward and needing to fill in the future, or giving students the opportunity to identify with those nurses, doctors, you know, radiologists. There's so many careers that a student may not have aware of at all, then that would be great. And we're really encouraging them and being aggressive, asking companies to do that, because you want the students in your community to be able to connect to those opportunities when school starts and they get on the system and look around. So it's dependent on the business community to help us engage this governor's initiative if it's going to be as successful.
Great, great. And I know our governor is doing such a wonderful job and trying to work with our students and our businesses to kind of bring them all together. And I want to thank you for that and sharing this information with us. It's going to be a lot of kids who did not know that will probably be able to access that information now and go out and look for more ELOs.
Certainly. I just ask that they give us, send me an email or go to the website. If they'll go to www.arworks.arkansas.gov or email me at Hoskins, HOSKINSM @Kuder, KUDER.com. And I'd be happy to help them manage the system.
Well, now, before I leave, I want to ask you if, now, let's say I've been to school and I left school and I came back and I wanted to access this information. Can I do it?
You certainly can.
Okay.
Again, totally free.
Totally free.
Totally free.
Totally free.
Every adult in the state of Arkansas can go on that, log on as a new user, and register as an adult or as a student, and of course, an employer as an employer.
Right.
And they can, those students and adults can take those assessments, and it will break out based on like 1 to 5 what those career interests are. At the top one that fits your answers. So answer it honestly, and it'll give you some great data.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, Ms. Hoskins, you have just been placed on alert.
All right, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
right.
Appreciate it.